Hi everybody, this is Lee, just giving you my regular chat for the week. We're up to week 10. I hope you're all hanging in there. I've just come back from a weekend with my young grandson who turned 4 over the weekend, and I've got absolute chocolate overload and I'm feeling a little bit seedy. But here I am, just to tell you what you're up to and what to expect in the next few weeks. So you're up to Module 6, which is Managing Information Environments. You're getting to the end, really. And you're doing point 6, point 1 and 6.2 this week. You might have noticed that on the subject outline, there's a meeting scheduled for next Tuesday, the 8th of May, about information literacy practice. Well, what we're doing this week is effectively that, so there won't be an online meeting next week. So we're having the chat sessions this week, tonight and tomorrow night, and it's really essential that you view the online meeting recording so that you can see whether or not your questions about this assignment have already been asked. I've divided them up for tonight. 6:30 to 7 p.m. is a AFLEC to Cotton, and then after that at 7:15 it's Coventry to Kennedy, and then tomorrow night 6:30 we've got Kennedy to Peachey, names starting with those obviously those names, those letters of the alphabet, and then the second session tomorrow night is 7:15 to 7:45 P to Z. As you know, everyone has an extension for this assignment due to the fact of my being away and not being able to get the meeting done as early as I'd like to. Please, I'm just reiterating to watch the video, the recording from the online meeting, and also have a look at the PowerPoint because there's a lot of helpful stuff in there. I've been reading the discussion forums and gauging what the questions are, and these appear to be the issues that are coming up. Why on earth are we doing technologies F to 10? Why can't I do an inquiry unit that's in my specialty? Like, I'm an English teacher becoming a teacher librarian. I'd much rather do one in English. Well, just a fact of life as a teacher librarian is that you're going to be asked to design inquiry learning experiences or integrate technology into subjects other than the ones that you're qualified for. So technology is the one for this cohort. We have a different one for every cohort of students in ETL 401. We just find it's a good idea to vary the assignments from group to group in order to keep them fresh and in order to not have any possibilities of plagiarism from previous sessions. Okay, so that's why it's technologies F to 10. My PowerPoint will show you that the subjects can come from the Australian curriculum, where the two subjects are design and technologies and digital technologies, and you can choose from there. You can come, the technology subjects can also come from the state that you're from, and as most of you are from New South Wales, NESA. So NESA has 4 subjects, science and technology in kindergarten to year 6, and there's a current version plus a new one for next year. So it might be interesting for you to look at the new version of Science and Technology K to 6, focusing of course on the technology part of it. And then there's Technologies, which is mandatory in Year 7 and Year 8, and there's also a current version and a new version for next year for that. There's Design and Technology, and there's Food Technology, and there are some other technologies as well. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Marine Technology, I think it was. You're quite free to use those if you like. But I guess it'd be good to do your inquiry learning experience in a subject that's got some priority at your school, that's got a lot of students. That'd be good. And I did also say in the online meeting that it's okay to do STEM if you'd like to do that, because that's very current. So as far as I'm concerned, you can interpret technologies widely. And if you want to do STEM, which is very much flavour of the month in a lot of schools, and quite a lot of TLs are taking that on, then go ahead. Try and concentrate on the T part of it, of the STEM, science, technology, engineering, maths. And the other thing I had to tell you was about the Digital Technologies Hub, which I highlight in my online meeting because it's just so good for resources and possibilities for choosing your outcomes, choosing your topics. Digital Technologies Hub it's called, and it's really wonderful. So if you just Google that, you'll get to it. Some of you are having difficulties with teacher outcomes and TL outcomes, and some of you have asked the very good question, why we can't get information literacy outcomes out of the Australian curriculum to use for the TL outcomes. We could do that, but it's just that this assignment asks you to engage with the general capabilities, critical creative thinking, literacy, ICT, whichever ones you choose to use, and to see how you can engage the learning continuum in those. So you do have to use those for this task. And then you're getting the teacher outcomes, which would be part of any inquiry unit. So in the Australian curriculum, they're called content descriptions, and they're quite easy to find. And yes, people have asked, do we have to do both? Yes, you do. But it's only a list, That first part of the assignment is really brief. So you just need to list 3 teacher outcomes and 3 elements of the general capabilities for the teacher librarian that relate to inquiry, information literacy. So I hope that helps. And what else have I got to comment on? From looking at the discussion forums, there seems to be a little bit of a sense that you must do guided inquiry. I just want to reiterate, again, I've reiterated many times about this, you really don't. You're quite free to choose any information process model that you want to, whether it's New South Wales ISP, or whether it's Plus, or whether it's Big Six, or any of the others that I show you in the online meeting that are also in the information literacy module. I think it's module 5. Okay. You really are free not to do guided inquiry. But, free to do it too, of course. Another theme I've been picking up on the forums is that a sense that what you're planning in this assignment will not be actually possible to carry out in your schools because of the continuing issues that remain for teacher librarians, and they've been there so long, it's so frustrating. Such as undervaluing of the teacher librarian, lack of resourcing for the library, having no idea what it is that teacher librarians are good for, and lack of staffing. And these, I know they're real issues, but it's just so far past time for schools, teachers, students, principals to deal with this that it's almost a joke. Not a joke, it's not funny. So these are real issues, and my heart goes out to you, those who are expressing that, saying, how on earth can I do that in my school when we're underfunded, the technology is awful. I'm overwhelmed with RFF classes. It is an issue, but there's a lot of suggestions in the modules to help you with this, how to overcome and compromise, or at least compromise on these issues. In module 3.3, it is about support for teacher librarians that is available, and there's a section there on support from the principal, how the principal can empower your role, and there's a reverse of that too, which is a kind of a strategic way of going about it, how the TL can support the principal. That could be a really good thing to look at and to take heart from. And 3.4, module 3.4 is evidence-based practice about how the teacher librarian makes a difference to student learning. And then module 4 is about 21st century learning and collaboration. The really essential things that are part of schools and have been for a very long time now. Essential qualities of our job. And then there's a lot of coverage of challenges in schools and for suggestions for overcoming and challenging these perceptions that are so outdated. There's a section on instructional design in inquiry learning and in effective uses of technology. Module 5 is all about information literacy and designing inquiry learning experiences. So all of these modules help you with providing evidence on how the TL contributes to student learning, and please use them in your schools because, we've got to. So take the examples from the modules to inform your practice, no matter how bleak it might appear. As even in 2018, there are principals who are ignorant about the value of a well-stocked library, led by an informed and passionate teacher librarian. And, truly, it's way past time. It's inexcusable that there are still principals who don't know that. There, I've had my little rant for the day, and this is me just saying to you, have a good week and keep going on your assignment 3, and I'll see most of you in the chat rooms this week. Okay, bye.